Several motions already filed today in Manitowoc County Court again in the 7-year criminal case against Timothy Hauschultz, including a request that the judge remove herself and a defense motion to take the judge's decision to reject a plea agreement to an appellate court. Judge Darylyn Dietz, you saw there, rejected a plea agreement in the case on Thursday and again today that would have reduced felony murder and 7 other charges against Hauschultz down to 2 child abuse charges, essentially reducing the sentence to time served. Criminal complaints previously filed in the case say the victim, 7-year-old Ethan, was hit, kicked, poked, and repeatedly shoved to the ground. A heavy log rolled across his chest by Timothy's son, Damon Hauschultz, who was 14 years old at the time. The older boy stood on Ethan's body and head while Ethan was face down in a puddle and ultimately buried him in snow. Ethan and his siblings were put in the Hauschultz's care back in 2017. The siblings told investigators that Timothy Hauschultz frequently punished them by making them walk laps around the yard carrying heavy logs. That hearing is currently on break until 1 o'clock. We do have a crew in the courtroom, and you can also watch the live stream when it resumes at WBAY.com.